everybody. Welcome to kdmoonchild's world. I'm Katie, and you are at the Lightworkers Roundtable. And my wonderful special guest tonight is Celtic Tarot Sheila. Welcome, Sheila.
Oh, thank you. It's always a pleasure, and it's always an honor to be invited to somebody else's channel. And so, thank you.
Oh, thank you for coming. I'm so excited to find out. I mean, you are definitely a light worker. There's no doubt about it. I mean, all of your abilities, talents. I mean, yeah, like remote viewing.
Yes.
And yeah, that's the one that intrigues me the most. What you do. So, yeah. Tell us a little bit about your channel and any other things, the website, whatever else you do.
Yeah, I don't have a website. I'm not that techie. However, I did start my YouTube channel right in the middle, about a year before we voted Trump out of office. Right, I was absolutely going bazonkers. In fact, I was watching Autumn from Black and Orange Tarot constantly every morning through my lunch hour at work, and I always kept on watching her. I'm like, if she can do it, I can do it, right? Yeah. So one day, and of course I got everybody gets this information. You got to do it. 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 Well, I set up my stuff down here in my basement. I made it all pretty. I gathered this, gathered that, gathered this. Well, I figured out that I was gathering more than I was doing.
That's like my altar.
Yes, I can gather like the champ, man. I can gather. So I got it all fixed up, pretty, but I still hadn't, produced a video. And one night in bed, and it was at midnight, and I just sat up in bed, and it was because I was getting those messages from Spirit, go do it, go do it, go do it. And finally I sit up in bed, and I'm screaming. I'm like, fine. You know how we do.
Yes. Yeah, I had that happen too.
Yeah, so finally what I just did is I just came down here and I just made a video, and it was just my hands because an empath is really a peculiar entity, but an empath, they're like 1 to 2 degrees removed from exposure, and it's not because you're exposing who they are. It's the exposure of we never want to be in the limelight, and
always want to be in the background watching.
Yes, always in the background. So at first it was just my hands, and some people can go back and watch some of my old videos where it was just
those days
and just my hands.
And you only bartered. You didn't take money. You only did bartering.
I did offer a barter, and I still believe the theory. Nobody should have to take out a mortgage on their house just to pay for spiritual help. So I always keep my prices low, and I've changed over to just monetary because bartering was just a lot. However,
pretty soon you'll have a store of stuff you need to sell that you bartered for.
I know. I'm like, I need to have a garage sale. Yeah. But I really got some wonderful stuff that, of course, I would keep. One of the first things I got, and if you guys remember my pink
box.
My pink box. Yeah. And so, and I've gotten almost everything that I have behind here from bartering, including my lamp and all of that. So anyways,
I love it.
So yeah, so then I just started and started doing the tarots, and the first things up, people learned that I could do the pendulum, and I did a grand tableau with my Kipper cards that I do a lot, and stuff like that. Those are some of my favorites. And of course, I predicted Biden to win. I predicted that we would keep the Senate, gain the Senate and keep the House, and all of these things. And I remember when after it was like a year out when I predicted that, and I remember the time of the election, and everybody was freaking out because we didn't get the Senate until like a couple of weeks later because of the runoff, right?
Right.
And everybody was freaking out. You guys said we get the Senate. I'm like, let it percolate. The cards still say we're getting it, so we had to. That was one of the things that we had to make sure, keep everybody calm. Let's get through this. Take a deep breath. And
Yeah, breathe and wait for the dancing in the streets.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, other than that, if you wanted to book an appointment with me, all of my information is underneath all of my videos.
It's also down below this video.
There you go.
We'll put
Yep.
all of Sheila's information below. Hello, everybody. I'm in the chat. I'm not ignoring you. You're wonderful. All my beautiful friends. Hey, Stony Baker. He's going bartering rocks. And then he tells you guys, Katie barters mice for freedom. There's a little story behind that. I have a grow room where I grow my medicine, my green medicine. I don't take anything from pharma at all because my doctors recommended that I start taking marijuana for my pain. I have fibromyalgia. So they made it legal here for me to grow it. So now I start growing it. Well, I have little mice coming in and munching on my plants. That's an expensive munch. So
Yes.
normally I was catching them in live traps and taking them outside, and they'd come back in.
Of course.
We were playing this game of getting nowhere. So one of my friends here on YouTube was like, you need to get electric mouse traps. I didn't even know such a thing existed.
Yeah.
They're like a mosquito zapper. It happens so fast, the poor little mice don't even know what hits them. And you don't have to touch them. It's great. None of that. From the spring, you're going to break your finger stuff. So I don't like to have to kill them, but oh my goodness. So that's why he's like, yeah, mice for freedom. I barter mice for freedom.
There you go.
Oh, hey, Constance.
I see that Sharon Sipe is in there. I always like to say hi to her. She's such a sweetheart.
I love
And
her.
I see that Geek Hillbilly is in here. Geek Hillbilly sent me some cards.
Hey, Keith, good to see you.
I don't know if I have them here or not, but he sent me some.
Was in a panel one time. So we all got to see what he looked like.
Yeah.
It was like, cool. Hey, dude.
Marie Hansen. Yep, I see a lot of people. I recognize a lot.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Deb Marsh.
Yep.
Yeah. Vixen Doe.
Yep.
Good to see all you guys. Yeah. Welcome, you guys. Hey, Michelle Mybell, Marie Hansen. Goodness. I love it. Good to see you guys. So, at this point, this is the only time I pull a card. And it's usually just one card from Spirit that's a message for all of us. So, if you want to, I'm looking at my 20 decks over here that I've got to choose from. What one am I going to plan?
Only 20?
No, those are the ones that are out. The rest of them are on the bookshelf.
That's cool.
Yeah, I got you there. Debbie, Freebird Spirit, and Spirit Whisperer, Mark, they got smart. They discovered sunglasses display cases.
Yes.
And they're tiered. So I have 20 decks in my sunglass display case.
Yep. Yeah.
Grab it real quick. I think I will use. I'm going to use an oracle deck. This is a good one. Jody Bergsma. She's one of my favorite artists.
You heard that Trump's first husband, Ivana, died.
Yeah, interesting.
First husband.
Hey, first wife, we know. I love that kind of a Freudian slip. It fits.
Yeah, husband.
I remember when they got married.
Well, she did spawn some evil children, so.
Sure did. The Three Stooges.
It spawned some evil children. So. There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, Stoney's saying she was 73.
Yeah.
Was watching some people reading on it. And apparently she got some news she didn't like very much. Scared her. Some people are saying she had a massive heart attack before she fell down the stairs. And some people are saying she was pushed down.
Oops. Wait. That's not very nice.
That's okay. Stoney goes, she was a succubus. I'm going, woohoo, bud.
I mean,
yeah, she was found at the bottom of the stairs. That doesn't necessarily mean she fell down those stairs.
No, just a sec, okay? I'll be right back.
No problem. Yeah. Succubus. That's funny, Stony. I love it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I've got my card. Ooh, but I'm going to let you go first if you're ready.
Oh, am I going with cards too? What are we doing?
Pulling one card for messenger.
For a message?
Or for message from spirit.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know the assignment. You go. You want me to go first?
Sure, if you want to, or I can go first while you're.
Nope, I think I'm ready. I'm just gonna pick from the middle of the deck.
That's what I do.
A vision. We got
Awesome.
a vision. So the King of Wands is a vision, a visionary. So that energetic experience, things like that. The King of Wands is a doer. And that's the message from Spirit is we got to get out and do what we need to do in this country. We got to get out, especially as women, get out there and hit the streets, do what we need to do. We can't sit back at home anymore and go, somebody else is going to take care of it. We got to take our staff and we have to be out there. And unfortunately, we do have to bring our warrior. And our warrior is also connected to the King of Wands, that person that knows how to figure out how to direct an army, and then we just have to get out there and be warriors.
Yeah. Wow. I like that. Mine, I'm doing oracle cards because that's my big deal. This is the journey card. And it says on the bottom, it says, focus on how far you have come, not how far you have to go. You will find help in unexpected places. I've heard that. My spirit guides have been telling me that all day long today. If you're feeling overwhelmed right now, look at how far you have come. You made it through crises and traumas that were probably worse than what you have now. You can do this.
Yep.
Next card is Union. We have seen and unseen allies. Draw upon your strength. Join forces with friends and flourish.
Oh. Here,
and the final card. That one I don't even really need to explain. You can kind of get what that one's all about.
Does that say vision?
No, that's the Union.
Union, okay.
Yeah, the vision. Whoa.
Yeah.
Manifestation, we could call that vision. Your dreams have untold energy. Open the door and let them live. Desire and belief are your power. I love that card because it's a dragon and a unicorn.
Yeah, those are pretty cards.
I've had these cards for so many years. The magical, I have to find a box to remember what they're called. But the artist is Jody Bergsman. I got them on Amazon. So, here we go. Magical Times Empowerment cards.
There you go.
And we just have a little affirmation that goes with them in a book. So you can interpret them however you like. They're fun.
Yep. Sheila, when will you be back to Dallas, Fort Worth area? When Beto wins.
Hey, I want to go there too when he wins. I want to be at the party.
I want to dance in the street when he wins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Belle. Hi, honey.
Yeah, that was fun watching you going and meeting everybody in Dallas with Nancy.
That was great. Yeah. I mean, it was so sweltering hot there.
Hey, I know that. I know that intimately.
I felt like I was like bloated like crazy, like my skin, my insides just swelled up because of the humidity and everything. However, it was wonderful to see everybody, and it was like 20-25 people who showed up, which was a perfect, it was perfect. Yeah.
That sounds like that was so much fun. Everybody getting to meet each other and stuff.
Yeah.
I was thinking I would like to do that here for the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show. It's kind of a small event we have here every year. And I have almost 1/4 of an acre right smack in the middle of the city. So if you guys don't mind like doing tents and
there you go,
that kind of thing, let's do a retreat and all go shopping together. I think it just sounds like so much fun.
Bring your scamp.
Yeah, definitely. I even actually have a hookup. I've got sewer hookup, electrical hookup, and I used to have cable, but I don't have cable TV anymore.
I,
But my father put in all that stuff in this place. This was their house. I inherited it. So, yeah. So, at this particular point, I would like to read the Lightworkers Pledge. You guys can follow along, it's in the description. You can say it mentally in your head if you'd like to with me. It just kind of helps us understand what it means to be a light worker and, you know, what is our purpose as one. So, I declare a pledge to love. I will act based on judgments from the heart. I will act not based on judgments of fear or lack. I will act not controlled by self-interest, commercial, or political agendas. I will act attempting to reduce conflict and division. I will act to promote cooperation. I will act to promote consensus. I will act to promote peace. I will act recognizing the quality of all human beings. I will act to pursue a picture of collective truth rather than personal truth. I will act to acknowledge the responsibility of supporting others in their spiritual awakening. I will act and do not deliberately or knowingly misinform. I declare this pledge in love.
I agree.
Hi, Tracy Ralph. Yeah, I always love the inner. Hi, got to keep this chat in here too.
Well, I was just reading Stony. Is it
Baker,
Baker MD?
Baker MD. Yeah.
Who says streaking has changed. At 64 years old, I get naked and everyone else runs.
That's my Stony buddy.
I was just reading that. I was like, huh.
Yep, that's Stony. He's always got funny little things like that.
Yeah.
Actually, the last strain of marijuana I grew came from seeds from him. And the strain was a strain he came up with. It's called Pregnant Hooker. So I was in his chat the other day and everybody was smoking and I'm going, well, what you smoking? I'm like, Pregnant Hooker. And a guy in the chat goes, well, how'd you get her to fit in the bowl?
Oh no.
We all knew that what it is. It's just, yeah, so silly. But anyway, yeah. All the stuff that we're going through, the weather changes, the people changes, government changes, illness, losing people we love so much. We have gone through so much change in just the last 3 years alone that when someone tells me, and I keep hearing, when will we get back to normal? I go, you're here. This is it. There's no back because you changed.
We're not normal. What is normal, right? We can't define that. We've never have been able to define normal.
Normal's a relative term. This is what I was taught in psychology.
What people really wanting to know is when we're going to get back to being comfortable.
Yeah. When can we get back to shoving our head in the sand and not caring anymore?
No. That's blind. We're talking comfortable where we sit at home and we realize that everything's going to be okay. That's what they're asking for is when is it that we can be okay being in this country where we don't have to fight for our rights, fight for the crap, fight for everybody, doing that. That's what they want to know. That's what they're asking.
And it makes sense too.
Yeah.
It really does make sense. Unfortunately, my clarity that I have gotten through all of this was all that we thought we were comfortable with before was an illusion.
I agree with that we weren't aware.
Yeah.
I 100%. And it wasn't like everybody had their head in the sand. It's just that nobody was telling us. You see,
right? And
we were not at fault for not being aware.
And we're all busy with our lives, worrying about got to pay the mortgage, got to get the kids to soccer, and going about
living our life
filled up our brains.
Yeah, we were living our lives and relying on the government to keep us safe. And what we realize, I mean, Trump has done something, if anything, has enlightened us that we were not safe, not for a very, very long time.
Exactly. He
And
drank a
that
little
is
swamp, all
where
right. He drank
that
a
is
little swamp and
that that is
posed the creatures.
yeah, that is where
Hmm.
we all have had to, we're igniting inside all of those light workers that were not supposed to ignite until the next time they came down, they're igniting later in life, earlier than they were supposed to. I've gotten a lot of 60-year-olds and 50-year-olds who are jolted into enlightenment, and they are at the later stages of life, which
Yes.
is really not all that normal. Usually it's around 25 or 30 if you were supposed to enlighten yourself in this lifetime.
Right.
However, the bar is getting pushed back and pushed back because we need so many of them awakened so that we can change the energy that's going on in this kind, in this world. But we're not just the United States. We are connected to the whole world is having problems. And that's
Exactly.
what we have to keep up with, global thinking, not just United States thinking.
Not the
Global.
invisible border shit. That invisible border stuff's gone. It's got to
Yeah.
go away. It's we have got, this was my reading this morning in my card of the day on Instagram. It was Truer Yi, which is the rabbit god of the moon, who tells us Gaia needs us. We are hurting her, and she will only put up with it for so long
Well,
before
that
the
is
changes that happen, that are partly a natural process, but we've accelerated it so much with our pollution and our gotta be comfortable life. Use this chemical instead of using salt and vinegar to
mhm.
clean, or baking soda and vinegar to clean. You know, that kind of thinking has to go away. We got to get more back into the basics of the elements, like up above your head there.
We do have to be more aware and do what you can,
Yeah.
right? Not everybody's going to be able to change. However, we are the parasite
We are.
on this rock.
Yep.
Okay? We are the parasite on this rock, and I guarantee you this rock will survive for millions of years after we are gone. And what
Mhm.
this earth will do is remove its parasite before we gain any perspective
Bingo.
on what she's going to do. She will take care of us first. And I've
Like
always,
a virus. She will
yeah,
wipe us out like a virus.
yeah. So when she gets sick, she has more power than we do.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Yep.
so that's the reason why we either got to figure out, and abruptly we need to figure out the cohesiveness and living together in harmony. However, we can't make everybody do it, and
No.
those we all will reap the rewards of that. So
Like, I even like the smallest things. Watch your carbon footprint. I no longer buy Ziploc bags. That was my first, and I don't do straws. I have an aluminum straw that I carry with me. It's on my keychain and it's extendable. And the straw, the brush to clean it with is also extendable and stays on my key ring. So I don't go very far, so the key ring doesn't get very dirty.
I mean,
But I'm
every
not picking up those plastic straws.
yeah, everybody can do something, even if you change 3 or 4 things in your lifetime. I am
Mhm.
an advocate of grocery bags, reusable grocery bags.
Same here.
I absolutely refuse to use any plastic bags from
As
the
a
from
matter of
the
fact, when
grocery
they
store.
start to wear out, the stitching starts to come loose on them.
Yeah.
I use them for grow bags to grow
There you
plants
go, because they're
in
also
garden.
very reusable. Yep. And so those are the few things. I've also, with washing your clothes, I went down to those little sheets that you just tear off a little sheet,
Yeah,
and you put it in there, so you're not using this great big. I mean, these are just small things that we can do. I am not
exactly.
100%. I always believe in maybe 80-20, and
Oh
work
yeah.
better. But it's not. It just doesn't work. I think they're talking points didn't work on people because they try to make everybody feel guilty for having a
Yes.
lifestyle that they didn't understand. So what we need to do is bring it back and say, do what you can,
Mhm. Yeah.
change what
Here's
you can.
something simple. Here's something simple. I say no more Ziploc bags. You know what I do? I save my bread bags. I get tortillas. They come in a Ziploc bag.
Mhm.
That's what I use. I reuse until like the paint starting to come off the
Correct.
bag, and then I will put it in the recycle.
Yep.
And then I started buying silicone bags. Those things are awesome because you can cook in them too.
There you go.
You
Yeah.
know?
Everything's yeah. I'm also doing that. You know how sometimes
Hi,
um
Aiden. Good to
like
see
if you
you,
get
buddy.
something from Amazon, they have that Ziploc plastic bag or whatever.
Yeah,
I
I save them.
reuse I reuse that for when I go on trips. I put all of my stuff in there so I don't have. I mean, it's just little
Yeah.
things like that. What we have to not do is make people feel guilty for something that, if they weren't taught or whatever. We just need to encourage change one or two things. I think that's what the thing is when we come across somebody like, how dare you know that? And that is not what we need to do. We're not
No,
doing,
actually,
what
we
I
could
mean?
make it a game. Let's see, you know, how I've watched videos of people that in a whole month they'll just have like 2 or 3 things that they throw in the trash because they've reused everything. And I'm going, whoa, that takes serious planning in everything you buy. Um, yeah,
Well,
I know several people who will not buy new clothes. They will only go to thrift stores to buy their clothes.
yep, I thoroughly enjoy a thrift store
Me
run.
too.
I absolutely love recycled clothes. Absolutely.
Goodwill. Oh, and here we have several designer thrift stores.
Yeah.
They only sell like Prada and that kind of stuff. So you can go in there and get, you know, a purse that cost somebody $1,500 once for $50, which
Yeah.
is a pretty cool deal. If you were into that,
Yeah.
I'm not a
I
name
couldn't
brand.
tell you half the names. I
Yeah,
know Prada only because of the movie. That
same
was really,
here. Well, and I think it's Jimmy Choo that has the red soles on the shoes.
yeah, I have
I
no idea.
try to do that with my fingernails every once in a while. I'll put black on this. I'll put red on first, and then I put black over the top of it, so the red shows through on the back side.
Right. I have no idea.
Hey, I've been doing nails for over 20 years, so
Yeah.
yeah, I used to. Yeah, I even took class to learn how to do it on other people. So yeah, Amazon gets paid for cardboard use.
Oh my
Is
God.
that ever the truth? You know
That's
what?
ridiculous.
They make it now so that you can check if you want your Amazon delivery to all come in on one day. So what do they
Save
call
on
it?
the big
They
box.
want something special delivery day. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I do that every time I've done that. Then my stuff is really delayed getting delivered. Even doesn't even come on the day I set to be my delivery day. So that's all right. I'm trying not to buy as much from Amazon.
Yeah.
But then I don't have a car. So most things have to be delivered. Or I can
I'm
walk to get it, but then you got to carry it back.
yeah. Yep.
Now I learned that one the hard way the first time I bought a gallon of milk and I had to walk home with it. That wasn't fun. That's only 4 blocks, but it really wasn't fun to carry a
It
gallon of
gets
milk.
heavier. Yeah. It starts off light and then gets really heavy at the end.
So I got smart and started carrying my backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the King of France was the first person to wear red-soled, high-heeled shoes. Which king was that? I'll bet you that was King Louis the 14th, because I just watched a documentary on him. That was Marie Antoinette's grandfather-in-law, and he was the one who built Versailles.
Mm. Somebody just asked me, how are you liking retirement? I haven't
Yeah.
slowed down enough to know. I mean, I would hit the pavement running with trip here, trip there, and do
Yeah,
this
you
and
did.
do that. And so I haven't, I'm going to Sicily in October
My goodness.
for about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, I don't remember. But anyways, and then I'm going in September. I'm going to my husband's tombstone is in Arlington Cemetery. So I'm gonna fly into Philadelphia, rent a car, drive down for his birthday, and then go to Delaware, like to Rehoboth Beach, and just do a few things that we used to do while we lived in Maryland for a little while, and So I have that trip coming up as well. Hopefully I bring everybody on with me, but sometimes I just want to not have to videotape, I
So
just want
you need a break from YouTube, or YouTube will take over your life.
yeah, well YouTube has already done that, and
Yeah.
that ship has sailed a long time ago. And but of course I have to find a balance of
Yes,
some sorts, because
absolutely.
I do rely now that I am retired. I do rely on the monetary that does come through YouTube in order to stay retired and do all that I do. So I used to not have to have a reliance on it, but I do. It's not a whole lot, but it's enough to keep me not having to go back to a 9 to 5 job. So
Yeah, I had decided that I wasn't going to monetize through YouTube, but I will do like Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon,
yeah.
Cash App, PayPal for donations. And then I've got a website that I'm working on because I have things, I'm an artist, so I have things that I sell, that I make. And,
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm
Do the
working
best
on
you
a deck of cards. And so it's like, I need a headquarters for kdmoonchild. Is what I need.
Well, Aiden from
He's in here, by the way. He just said hi.
is he?
Yeah.
He's a great techie guy. So
Oh, he is.
if you need some help getting, taking care of all that, he's taken a lot of stress off of me. He can get in there and he can help me answer questions and stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
and change a few things. So he's helped me a lot. So
Yeah.
go and find him. The help is
He and I,
yeah.
he's been on here. He did Lightworkers Roundtable.
Oh,
He's
he's so
such a
sweet.
sweetheart. He and I have the same. He's into film, and that's what my master's degree is in. Masters. I have a master's in
Oh,
creative
okay. So
writing for
you don't
entertainment.
need his tech.
Well, my bachelor's is in business information systems. I actually was a webmaster for a while.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So
So
Aiden and I have a lot of fun. As a matter of fact, Aiden, I've got a book I need to recommend to you. It's one of my textbooks from school.
mm.
That is my script writing Bible, dude.
Well,
Whoa.
whoever wants to write a book, I think that they could probably interview each and every one of these creators of that do tarot on YouTube and get their stories put into a book. I think that would be awesome.
I would love to do that.
And get each and every
I
one
would
of the
love to
stories.
do that. Absolutely. What a great idea.
Well, I think in order to be effective, sometimes it's sometimes it's the worst with the worst stories who bring us the most enlightenment, and so those would be good stories to read.
I'm noticing Vixen Doe says, my next home is going to be an RV.
Hey, I dream of that often.
You know what I'm doing? I'm
Yeah.
planning. I mean, this is why I don't
Yep.
have a car. I want to buy either a box truck or a
Yep.
van, and I'm
Build
going to
it out.
convert it and live 6 months out of it. I
Yep.
can't stand the heat here anymore. I want to get out of here in the summer.
Yeah.
Go live in the mountains in the summer,
I think it's brilliant.
And I actually would like to have a tiny house. Put a tiny house in the back of my property here and then rent my house out. Or
True.
Airbnb my house.
Yeah.
Because winter visitors here, from April 1st to October 1st, or October 1st to April 1st, they will pay $3,000 a month, no problem, without even batting an eye for a studio apartment. It's got all the dishes and stuff in it, and they can go run around and do all the do's that there is to do around Tucson, Arizona.
Exactly.
Tombstone and all that stuff. So make a
Somebody's-
tree restaurant. That would be fun. Wouldn't that be cool? Make a restaurant, a treehouse restaurant.
Yeah. The only thing is I want that tree to be fake, because I think it's absolutely horrible to do that to a real tree.
If you can build a treehouse without boring into the tree,
No.
cool.
Because that whatever you do with that live tree, you're going to affect it negatively, and that I'm not okay with.
Yeah, I get you.
If you're going to do a tree house, I think it has to be a fake one. That's just my belief. If you want to enjoy a tree around there, but I think that's because the tree is not meant to be a tree house.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Actually, I have a real affinity for trees. So I can't be around
So
a
do
tree
I.
when they're trimming them. I can't be around it when they're trimming them. I hear them scream.
Yeah.
It hurts. They scream. You're cutting their arms off.
Yeah.
And I can't be around if the tree is alive and they're cutting a tree down. I can't. I gotta
Well,
cut.
actually, that's in what you said. I remember watching Cash Peters, and he said something that I've believed all of my life was that the epicenter is in the roots of the tree, and the
Mhm.
extension is like a fingernail. So it's not like we're really hurting them.
But I hear them scream, Sheila. I
Yeah.
hear them cry out.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's their spirit. It's their
Yeah.
spirit. I hear it. I've heard it my whole life. I grew up in the National Park Service, by the
Maybe
way.
they don't like to have their nails trimmed, just
I
like any
guess.
other dog or cat out there who
Um,
scream through the whole process.
I grew up in National Park Service. My first park was the Grand Canyon, and we moved there when I was 3 years old.
Fantastic.
The reason I knew that there was more to spirituality than the religion that I was raised with, at 4 years old, we were on the south rim of the canyon on Easter Sunday for sunrise service. I can even tell you what I had on. My mom and I dressed alike. I'm 4. There was an eagle dancer, Kachina,
Hmm.
dancing in the canyons behind him, and the sun was coming up, and it was behind. He was in front of the sun. It was gorgeous, and all I knew was, "Wow, there's more to this." And that I can remember thinking that
Yeah.
it was more than what I was being taught in Sunday school,
Yeah.
and I had just started going and understanding Sunday school.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I didn't. I got all involved in the religion part of it and then didn't know that what the more really was. I just always knew there was more. So, yeah.
So it says Celtic just down on tree houses since she was denied by Spunky and the Gang's treehouse.
What?
Who is Spunky and the Gang?
Yeah. Okay, Stony Baker, you're going to have to. Oh, boys only. Down below that.
Oh, that's what it is.
Oh, I love it.
I've always looked at tree houses as beautiful and wonderful. I see them; they all look like fun, and then I realize I'm like, what if that tree said no? You know what I mean?
Well, you know what happens when the tree says no?
It
The
dies.
treehouse falls down.
Yeah,
It comes down.
it gets
literally
scars. Yeah,
It
doesn't
comes down.
like
The tree will literally grow in a way that will push it out.
it. Yeah.
If it doesn't want it there, it'll push it out.
So yeah.
Scary Harpy. I haven't seen you in a while. My goodness. I've got people, Sheila, I had a channel before. So some of my people in here are from my channel that I had before. And it was not spiritual. It was a ladies' night at the bar kind of channel. It was a place where everybody came to have fun. And I ended up with mega trolls, and I ended up with a stalker, and I shut that down real fast. So, but the people that have stuck with me, they went through all that with me too, and they were my friends then, and they're here now. So I love them all very much. Hi, Sherry H. The He-Man Woman Hating Club. Yeah. Anyway, when you feel drained, what do you do to recharge?
What do I do when I am drained? A lot of times I will shut off my phone. I won't answer it. I don't care who's emailing me, who's calling me. I mean, my children know that if there's something, an emergency out there, call the 911 phone, text that. But that's one thing I do to get away from that. Also, nature, of course, going out in the water. I mean, that's an obvious thing. And another thing I like to do is watch a lot of spiritual shows. Abraham Hicks. I will watch some of Bernard. I can't Michael Bernard Beckwith. He's one of my favorites.
Who's that?
He has music that I listen to. I mean, there's just so many things you have to just initiate. I mean,
Yes.
being with my dogs, being with my grandchildren. You
Yeah.
know, those are all great and wonderful things to recharge. And sometimes I just cannot get away from the energy of the universe, the world.
Well,
And
yeah.
the
What
only
you read on all the time.
yeah, the
And the
only
remote viewing, you're going into that dark, dark energy.
I'm not going really into it like everybody thinks I am. Like I have to protect this. I'm permanently protected. I don't believe
So am
in
I.
yeah, I don't believe in having to redo it all the time. I'm like, I
That's
don't
redundant.
done, over with. It's a permanent.
Yeah.
So but I'm also hovering. It's not like I'm going into the dark cloud and I'm choking. I'm hovering
Okay.
and I'm looking at it from a different perspective and understanding a little bit more. So there's a little bit of that. Uh, and I was going to say something, but I forgot.
That's something I would like to learn. Hi, Lisa. Spirit Intuitive Tarot. Good to see you, darling.
Hi, Lisa.
Yeah. I would like to, because I kind of remote view accidentally.
That was my question prior to remote viewing. Is it's like I get hijacked a lot, right? So somebody in my chat, they're like, "You're not remote viewing," because I'm not actually going into something like remote viewing. Heart center remote viewing is like somebody coming up and out and going into a direct situation, sitting in the room with somebody, and then telling what's in that room. Right? That's
Exactly.
a literal remote. Mine's more of like a psychic impression.
Uh-huh.
Speaking from the realm of the Akashic records. So when I like you remote view sitting in the room with them, I remote view from the Akashic records. Spirit is giving us the information, and it's a different way of doing it. So I don't know if I'm just naming it wrong or whatever. Maybe psychic impression instead of remote viewing. I don't know.
You know, I do similar because I will get, they're like flash visions of places and things. But I will also all of a sudden plug into someone's energy. I've done it with Donald Trump and I've done it with Putin. Both.
Yeah.
Both times were in the middle of the night when I was asleep. Talk about hijacked. The Donald Trump thing sat me straight up in bed.
Yeah.
During the first impeachment, he was pacing the halls and he was sweating. You know, he didn't sleep. He wasn't sleeping during that time because he was doing his Adderall, and supposedly for entertainment purposes only. And he was doing it for entertainment. Anyway, I was feeling him. I literally sat up sweating. And I went, this isn't my energy. Where'd this come from? What the hell? And I went, no. When it finally figured out who it was, I was like, no, spirit, no, stop. This is my boundary. I won't go there. I won't go there. I don't want in that man's head. Thank you. It's too dark. No. And it's never happened like that since. I don't get any kind of intuitive visions, or I can't even read on him now because I get nothing on him because I told spirit no.
Oh yeah, I am a Gemini as well, so I can tap into the little demon really easily.
See, I'm an Aquarius, Gemini rising,
Yeah,
and a Leo moon.
Yeah.
So yeah,
well, Aquarius will go to the far ends of the earth to get out of anything.
No kidding. But at the same time, when we've got a cause, move us. I dare you.
Yeah.
It's like moving a damn mountain. When we believe in something and we're going to fight for it, you can't. Good luck.
True. My grandson's an Aquarius.
Oh.
So yeah,
and male Aquariuses are a lot of fun.
He's highly intelligent and he's a wonderful, kind child. I mean, there's just no kinder, but he is stubborn.
Yes, we have a mind of our own.
Mm-hmm.
And most people will never understand us because about the time you understand us, we change. And we might be 180 change.
That's your Gemini in you, because Geminis do that malleable.
And
People always want to come into my life and figure me out. And I'm like, good luck with that. I couldn't even do it. I'm pretty sure you can't.
that's me too. I love
Like,
it.
good luck.
Lucky Hillbilly put bacon biscuits in the passenger seat. It's hot.
Oh, where's he at?
He's in Kentucky.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, he's not too far from Lisa. So
The Kentucky.
Louisville kind of area.
It's 76 degrees here, so with a cool breeze.
Let me. Oh, cool breeze. What's that? I don't get those until fall.
Yeah.
For here, it's a blast furnace. Oh, it's only 89. Wow. It was 103 an hour and something ago, but we had a storm came through.
Yeah, an Arctic blast.
It was kind of cool too. And it just like blew through and was done in not even 20 minutes. So dumped a little bit of rain, but not much. Made a little noise. I was afraid it was going to make us late because sometimes when the Wi-Fi gets close, or the lightning gets close, my Wi-Fi goes bye-bye. So I've also had 2 laptops from lightning get blown up. Basically, the motherboard blew because of power surges. So
goodness.
Yeah, lightning seems to hit the ground in my neighborhood. So it's exciting, dramatic. Let me tell you, it's fun. Yep. So yeah, it's only 89, but it's humid. It's like 76% humidity right now. Oh, Stony, yeah, I want to live where you are. He's up by Seattle.
Oh, so it's a balmy 64. Yeah.
It finally rained here. The temps dropped. Yeah. Now it feels like a sauna. Yeah. That's Louisiana for you, darling. Yeah, darling. Lightning rod. I got them. Everything in my house is grounded to the max. Got to be. Where I live here. So anyway, oh, who was it? Was there someone that inspired you in the very, very, very beginning? And we were talking about that backstage.
Well, I mean, who really inspired me? And I remember telling you, as like I've learned everything through Fire Hose. I had to do it.
Yeah.
But I have to give my sister credit, because back when I was like, between ages of 15 to maybe 20, 22 or whatever, she was very into tarot cards and all of that. And she's the one that showed me about the tarot cards. And I kind of took that. If you know anything about a Gemini, all you got to do is give them this much information, and then we take on the rest, and we will learn everything else, right?
Yep.
And that's what she did. She gave me this snippet of the tarot cards and what the metaphysical life was about. And I just took off from there. And I have had a lot of people in my life just point me in the right direction. I am not one that can sit through a class and learn like tarot cards. I can't do it. I don't know why that is. I just get so bored. And because the one thing I know about me is I can pick up a card without looking at it, and I already have an impression and a feeling about the card of what it's about.
Wow.
Regardless of what it says on the inside, right?
Yeah.
And that's the intuitive reader. And so when it happened, so I could not connect somebody literally telling me what a card was and how you had, and that's the only way you can read the card.
Memorize. The blue in the sky means this. The yellow in the ground means, I can't do that either. With tarot, I've tried and tried and tried. I finally got wise like you. Give me the tarot with keywords.
Well, the reason why that is because in our metaphysical world, there's abusers, and I'm going to use that word because it pisses me off so
I like
bad.
that word. I like using that word other than the word I've been using lately, because
they
I've
would
been
say
teaching on this. I have been teaching how to notice who these people are.
Yeah, you'll know an abuser when they start saying something along the lines of, "That's not what that card means,"
Yes.
or they tell you that you have to read tarot cards a certain way, or and all that. It's because they're not intuitive readers, and when you're not an intuitive reader, that doesn't mean that not an intuitive reader is abuser. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying. Anyways, it is somebody who thinks that you have to follow a certain criteria, and you have to memorize them. You're not a good reader unless you memorize that card. I'm like, no, that's not true.
It's not true at all.
At
Actually, you're
all.
limiting your reading by being only
Well,
working with the memorization.
what happens is you have 50 cards, me 200 or 300, but anyways, all of a sudden you are reading the exact same memorization for every single deck that you come across. And that is not what the creator of that deck means for you to do.
No.
Each deck has its own special things. I personally go after decks that have words on them because it's like poetry from the creator of
Yes.
that deck. And I want to honor that deck on what they want and what they meant that to be. And so when I have that intuitive thought, I will walk through any of the words that they have on that card, and whatever pops out, then yeah, I guess, yeah, it could mean that, absolutely, and go with that. But it is absolutely absurd to tell somebody that they do not know how to read words just because you don't have an eidetic memory of
Yeah.
one deck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
One
get
deck.
off my soapbox now, but
No, I
it
agree with you.
upsets me so
I
much.
like what Sherry's saying here. She's learning to listen to her intuition and put the guidebook down. When
Yes,
get a new deck of cards, I don't even look at the book.
not most of the time. I do not. The only time that I look at a book is if I don't understand what a card means. Like, I keep on getting this card and I don't understand the pictures of, and I will refer to the guidebook and see what the creator was wanting it to be. And even that, I'll go, I'll make up my own, right? But
Yeah, that's been happening to me though lately. Spirit has been telling me in particular situations, when you pull the card, I want you to read it from the book because I don't want any misunderstandings. I was like, okay, you mean I might misunderstand, or they might misunderstand what I'm saying? And I didn't get an answer, but it was just, I want you to read it from the book. Read it from the book to avoid misunderstandings. That's the only time I use the book.
yeah, sometimes I'll reference it, but nine times out
Look
of
at
10, I don't
Yeah,
have any
this
of.
is my books. They all look really new
Yeah,
because they
I
don't
don't.
get opened. This is
I don't
Moonology.
have.
Yeah.
I do have, or I have some archangel oracles. Oracles I'll reference to a lot of the literature from the oracles because they're different. An
Yeah.
oracle is guidance, and that message is directly from spirit, and so therefore, I want that message to be correct.
That's
But
why I
when
prefer
you
oracle cards, actually.
Yes, but
Reader.
when I do all of these, I want this, like this deck right here, right? This is soul purpose, but the soul purpose can mean so many
Mm.
things, but the creator has like a poetry at the bottom of what they wanted their card to mean. And that's an honoring that creator of that, soul purpose,
Yes.
soul birthing process. I mean, who
Mhm.
that's a good word. Soul birthing, discovering your soul purpose, unfolding your unique abilities.
Yes.
So I just like to just put that out there. It's not a cut and dry cookie cutter reading tarot. Never
No.
has been. It never will be. People used to make their own decks.
Exactly. Exactly.
So if they
Hi,
made
Tracy
their own
Cole.
and read and predict and do all kinds of stuff without, yeah.
This is my oracle deck. My oracle deck that I'm working on. There's 66 cards. This is just I read with them. They're going to be a lot bigger than this. This is just my working. I'm cheap, didn't want to pay for a lot of ink from my printer. So I did the little teeny tiny cards. But I made them so simple that here's the flow card. You don't need to have a book. Flow. It's water in the background and it's a turtle. You can take that all over.
And my first impression with that card, turtle, means hiding, hard shell, not being available also.
Yes, and it's also longevity. It's also something that is very much endangered.
Yeah.
Because it's a sea turtle. Then there's this guy, process.
Yeah. That's a thing.
Spirit, I just went through Canva and had a ball. Spirit told me what to take. This is one of my favorite ones. Creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you want to dance, whether you paint, whatever. But there's one other thing that should be added here, but I don't know with a picture that goes with it. People think they're not very creative. That if you're not a musician or an artist or whatever, you're not creative. Bullpucky. If you solve day-to-day problems, you're being creative because you're finding solutions and thoughts to things that you never had before.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we do when we paint or sing or whatever.
If you've ever been a mother, you are creative, honey.
Oh my gosh, you better be. Yeah, and you think about
or
it.
a father.
Yeah, you think about people not knowing their purpose too. They think that, well, they're supposed to have this miraculous, wonderful purpose. Your purpose for being here is to live your life to the absolute fullest that you can. Because you're here to learn what it's like to be a human being. This is a schoolhouse.
Yeah, I don't like human beings.
You know what? I prefer the animals too.
Yeah,
you know.
I just said
Sheila
that to
rescues
somebody,
little doggies. Sheila rescues
I
doggies.
do.
So, but yeah, I'm working on the guidebook for these cards, and I'm not going to tell you what the card means. I'm just giving in the guidebook little things like quotes, a Michelangelo quote that might fit, so that the guidebook is as much of an inspiration as the card is. Not telling you this is what you got to memorize to make the cards work.
Yeah, you can't.
No.
It's kind of unfair to do that to people as well.
Yeah.
I just think because I know a lot of people who want to read cards, they feel like if they don't memorize each and every card, that they're not doing the service to the cards. And I go, what does it feel like to you? And I always draw them in. What does it feel like to you when you see the artwork on there? What does it feel like to you? And bring them back into their intuitiveness of the reading of the thing. But her 213 isn't here now. Hi, honey.
How you doing, Jay? Good to see you, sweet friend. Jay and I talked on the phone the other day we got in this real deep esoteric conversation, and we both fell asleep on each other. We talked so long on the phone.
All righty.
It was good, though. I mean, we solved all the problems of the world through spirit that night. It was good. It was funny. I think because I'm so much older. I'm older than you are, my dear.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm 64. I'll be 65 in February.
Yeah, you're 10 years older.
I'm just a little older. Yeah. But you know what? Yeah, Jay, we sure did. That was fun. It was a really good conversation because we were talked about yoga and wellness, and it was good. It was a real good conversation. I love getting in conversations like that with people. So if you call me, you're liable to get stuck. I took a 3 Acer Aspire 4417 laptop, all helpless, but combined, one created one awesome laptop. You know, how you doing that? That's awesome. And especially doing that for people who can't afford to buy a new computer.
Oh, Lisa, you're 54 too? Lisa says we must be the same age. So, Lisa, you're 54?
Yeah.
Well, I feel 30, so I don't know what that means.
Hey, I decided when I survived breast cancer, I made it a promise that whatever age I was always going to be 25. Because that's the year I had the most fun in my life. So,
not me.
So I am not your typical granny. I never had any children, so I always wanted them. Always wanted them. So I'm everybody else's granny.
Yeah, there you go.
And I love kids. So you'll be 52 this year. Close
I
enough.
like my own.
And Geek Hillbilly just turned 64 in May.
There you
Stony
go.
Baker turned 64 in
Oh,
May.
Lisa will be 52. Yeah.
Yeah. Sherry, I'm right behind you, Katie. She just turned 61. So yeah, actually, I think you find it kind of fascinating that a lot of us in this community are between 45 and 70.
Yeah, if you look at the analytics of your YouTube channel and they tell us how old
Yeah,
people are that are watching,
that's where I got that from.
it's yeah. I was astounded. I'm like, really?
Yeah, and I like Aiden is like, I want to bring the young people in from my TikTok channel, and I'm like, we need young people. Bring them, bring them, bring them.
Yeah, bring them on.
I love young people and their music and everything about them. The energy is wonderful. So I just want to end tonight. I want to thank you so very much, Sheila. I have a little bit of a prayer that I would like to add. We have a regular who's usually in here. Actually, she's kind of she's like your Jackie, Sherry.
Yes.
To me. And her mom is in the hospital tonight and is needing some of our prayers. She's fighting congestive heart failure. And so just kind of a moment of quiet in honor of Nancy. Send her your good vibes and light. And thank you. Thank you so much. As we close out tonight, I always close out with the same quote, but it's a quote that means so much to me. Shine your light and make a positive impact in the world. There is nothing so honorable as helping improve the lives of others.
Yes.
And that's by Roy T. Bennett. As you're going through this change that we're all going to go through, all of us going through it at different levels, and some of us are going to be dragged through it whether we want to, kicking and screaming. But you can always come here for love, understanding, inspiration, and calm, and some laughter and a little bit of cuss words. But hey,
yeah.
I love you guys very, very much. I thank you all for coming. I thank you so much, Sheila.
No, you're welcome.
What a
Thank you for
wonderful
inviting me.
You are welcome to come back anytime. You have an open invitation.
Thank you.
I would love to have you on my anniversary show, which, by the
If
way,
I'm available, yeah, I'll do it.
I don't know what date or what time. Okay. I'll try to make it early enough in the day so that people like Red Lentil Healing and people on the East Coast can come in too.
She's sweet. I
Adrian
like her.
and she's fun.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun in this. She's a blast. So I thank you so much. And everyone, please have a good night and a wonderful weekend. We will see you at Saturday Solutions. I do my kind of like Danny Shea in Bathrobe Tarot, and he does his Sundays with Spirit. Well, I do Saturday Solutions that kind of ties together the crap we've been through with the week and how maybe you get a map to kind of make it a little better to start out the next week. So that's my next thing. That's Saturday. And that's just a recorded video. So thank you guys. Be kind to one another. But most of all, be kind, gentle, and tender with yourself. Because if you don't, nobody else will.
And make good choices.
Please vote.
Exactly.
Thank you guys. Love you so, so much. Take care now.